5 steps for a problem-solving home run. Meet Mr. Joe, a 7th grade teacher and team leader. His team of 7th grade teachers were all frustrated with the numbers of students who have started the year unorganized. Joe spent time late at night considering the frustration of his team. No valuable teaching was taking place due to the distractions and disorganization of his students. He was concerned that they would be unable to reach their academic goals because of the chaos. The next day, Joe brought the problem to the team. He allowed the frustrated teachers to vent first and then led them to define the real problem with much less emotion. They did not get much accomplished. Later that night, Joe considered the breadth of the problem as he thought about the data they would need to examine to analyze the problem further. The next day, during planning, the team continued to analyze the problem. They examined their students' academic and behavior data to determine why their 7th graders were so disorganized. The team finally concluded that they just did not know how to organize themselves. They hypothesized that if the students were taught how to be organized, they would start to apply their new skills in the classrooms. As part of their analysis, the team paused to answer a few guiding questions to help them be sure they were on the right track. Next, they considered the breadth of the problem. How many students were organized? Most, a small group, or a few individuals? Joe's team used their professional observations to answer this question unanimously. Student data confirmed their observations. Now that the team knew who needed intervention and had a viable hypothesis, Joe could easily create an intervention for his team to implement with all students. With his thoughts on the intervention goal, Joe created a plan that included specific strategies and skills the teachers would need to teach their students, a motivational component for student and teacher buy-in, and how often and for how long they would teach and practice the new strategies. And finally, who would choose the strategies. Before emailing it out to his team, Joe carefully reviewed the plan to be sure he had noted all of the pieces and parts and had considered the feasibility of the intervention. Joe also created a progress monitoring plan so that team members understood how to monitor the students' success and when those success snapshots would be scheduled. He knew this built-in accountability greatly enhanced the chances that the intervention would be effective. Joe reviewed some guiding questions related to progress monitoring to be sure everything was cohesive and well planned. His district had an awesome data system that would document their problem-solving process, the intervention, and the monitoring plan, as well as capture the monitoring data with comparable graphing analytics. At last, the first circled date on the progress monitoring calendar arrived. While Joe's team had already noticed changes in their classrooms, they were excited to see confirmation in their students' data. As they considered next steps, they reviewed guiding questions to give them a clearer direction. As a team, they decided all of their students could use continued instruction and support through prompting as needed in regard to applying organizational skills. Over time, the result of their carefully planned intervention yielded organized students, a home run. Effective intervention starts with solid problem solving.
created using Powtoon.